Yes, welcome to keeping the ball on the ground. Just me and you today, big man. This could get awkward.
This could be the quickest 20 minutes ever.
Oh, terrible. Andy Halliday's not here. He's taking pictures for his missus' Instagram today, so can't make it in, but he's been brilliant, isn't he?
Aye, Andy's superb because he's a Rangers, loves the Rangers, and the Celtic fans love him as well, so he's liked by both supporters for different reasons, but he's brilliant, man. He tells a really good, the way he tells stories, it gets people drawn in, and your fans love that.
Some boy. I've seen you and the missus on Instagram. Spark's back. We need to check your Ask for Love bite. She's out all the time, eh?
Aye, well, mate, it's just the love. I think you realise when you get to nearly 40, Si, there's nothing else out there, so you've got to just accept what you have.
Tremendous, right? All laughing, joking aside, it's a sad day for Open Goal. We've been asked thousands and thousands of times about him on Twitter, but it looks like Paul Slane is done on Open Goal. I think he's had the weight of the world on his shoulders, nothing to do with his head, but he's been squatting Paul the gym. So I think that's him done here. Sad day, innit?
See, when you phoned me last night, I actually genuinely thought that you were on the wind-up, and I was half expecting to turn up here today, and he was coming, but obviously Slaney has been a national treasure, but he's got other things going on that don't allow him to perform every week, so...
The tennis.
Tennis, aye. Jeez, imagine getting up fucking tennis, getting up Open Goal to go and play tennis with your missus.
I know, well, I hope... What's that? What's that?
What is this?
Holiday! He's back! Oh, it's Alan!
Come here, Si.
How are you,
I miss you, my man.
You're looking great, man. Somebody stuck like Chadwick in goals.
That's why I told you to put it on.
Oh, let us in, boys, let us in.
Oh my God, he's back.
Oh, lads.
What's the day for everyone?
I've been
people of Scotland.
I've been a wee bit nervous, Si, but before we go, I'm going to do a wee tune for us all.
Right, come on in.
If it wasn't for wee Wally, where would you be again? I'd be still in Amsterdam, out my tree, and I'd be in the red lights. We chattery. If it wasn't for wee Wally and his army. Where's all my Jew girls? Where's all my bad girls? I'm talking. Oh!
Mate, that will be sensational. Hydro.
Oh, I can't wait. That's just only a few weeks ago, Si.
And you've got an announcement. Who's your duet? Is it still Michelle McManus? Oh no, sorry, Michelle.
Boys, I don't believe it. I'm actually feeling really nervous.
Are you?
Aye, I've never felt
Where
that.
have you been? Nice to drop
I took
in.
a wee break. I needed a wee break, Kev. As you know, lockdown was absolutely torture, wasn't it, mate? So I needed a wee break. I found myself again, big man.
Have you, aye?
I totally lost myself.
Play tennis.
Been playing tennis. I've joined a club.
See,
Mixed doubles.
Who, with the winger?
With a winger. Listen, it's not the mixed doubles I'm used to, Si, but it's certainly magnificent.
Is that the Dutch twins again?
We used to play with them.
No, but it's great you've got the love for balls back again, mate.
I love the wee balls now. Tennis, smaller balls.
You've got obviously your love for your tennis balls, and Kev, your chicken balls. And also, you've been washing your face with your racket.
Look, my Chadwick one's killed me, yeah.
That's why he told you to put that on.
Totally bastard.
Have you missed him, Kev? Missed him?
You know what,
missed him
Si,
so
he
much.
says there that he's obviously nervous, right? I'm a bit nervous sitting beside him again because
Greatness.
everybody just keeps saying to you, when's he back? Where is he? I says, I've tried to message him. I says, he's turned his phone off. I says, nobody can get in touch with him. So he just needed that time away. But I tell you what, man, it feels that the team's backside. The next 45 minutes to an hour, this could be...
I can't wait. I've been watching for afar. He's a brilliant boy.
I was going to ask you about Andy Halliday, what do you think?
Brilliant. More serious side, Si. So if you like to go on sports scene, on you go.
Do you think he'd be suited for wee
I
Sunderland?
think he'd be magnificent. I think Johnny would struggle with him, but no, listen, Andy's been brilliant, hasn't he?
Nah, he's been good.
He
mate.
talks really clear. But listen, as I said before, with Andy, as you know, Si, when somebody comes in, they might not have committed to your place, but it's hard to see them doing well. And he did do really well, do you know what I mean, big man? And it was hard for me to watch that. I wanted just to have a nightmare, but he's never. So,
What, do you think you and Halliday can maybe
I
strike
think it
up
could be
a
a clash.
Do you think?
Well, the first time we met, remember in the park, I asked him to go up to his house, refused.
Wow.
Didn't he?
Yeah.
But I think especially with this season, the Rangers head, the Celtic head, I think it could be a clash there. And we've already clashed before.
When? Oh, in the park.
Yeah, and before that,
When?
Aye.
we had a few birds.
Tremendous. How's your tennis elbow, alright?
Aye, Si, very good. As I said, I'm absolutely loving it. It's a new sport's really helped the brain.
What, see you... Is it back? Double back then?
Double hand, Si. And it'd be as I said, we do tournaments in my wee club. I'm absolutely shaking now. Honestly, I feel my whole body's shaking.
See how you've took up the tennis thing, mate?
Do you know my forehand's like my head? Totally fucking wasted.
Oh, tremendous.
You took up the tennis, right? There's rumours going around that you're more than yourself Boris Becker.
But everybody says that to me, Everybody. Will I show them my hair?
Let's see it.
What did you say earlier?
You look like that boy that was in the Sun newspaper years ago that went to Amsterdam.
Oh,
No, do you know, it's like Simon
that.
for the in-betweeners.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that with the wee fringe?
Oh, it's so bad, mate.
But we've got a couple of sporting injuries, so you've got the tennis elbow and you've got athlete's foot.
How's that?
That bunion. Right, well, do you want to talk about football?
Aye. I've actually went away and studied it a wee bit.
Have you been?
I swear to God, I'll go here in a minute.
And also, that is tremendous. Sounding
But
great.
But that should have been much better side coming down. As I said, my fingers were shaking, so I couldn't move to the chords I wanted to.
I thought it was brilliant, to be
You're
honest.
sounding great.
Because obviously you've sent us a few clips of previews in the past, and we all said they were good, but that was a live event. I thought that was magic.
That's the first live one I've done.
Right, we'll go on to the season. Looking at one of the most historic seasons in Scottish football, the coronavirus, Celtic going for 10 in a row. Starts on Saturday, can't wait, eh?
Can't believe it. Is there any fans getting in?
Nah.
Surely there could be a couple to test it out. Wouldn't it?
You would think, but I think there should be like...
I actually think though, seriously, right, I think there could be a few absolute gubbins. 9-0, 10-0.
How come?
Just because there's no fans. I remember when we played at Celtic in training games, when teams came, and let's say the bigger team used to hammer the other team. So I think it could be like that, Si. What do you think?
I think that's a good shout, Slaney.
I don't know, but it's not really happened in the Prem though, is it? Like
Nah.
the big teams having scudded them day.
But like, Celtic played Ross County yesterday, it was only 2-0. So is that a wee... I know Rangers beat Motherwell 4-0, but I think it'll benefit the lower teams,
I
to
do
be
think
honest.
it's Celtic, I'm sure I might be right, I think Celtic and Rangers came back 2 weeks before everybody else. But I was speaking to Nicky Devlin for Livingston and he said they've really struggled to get games.
Have they?
Whereas Celtic and Rangers have been obviously in France, do you know what I mean? So if they've not played games and I don't know, I think they might struggle with these teams.
See, I think it'll suit Rangers playing without a crowd because I think
Yeah.
the Rangers players play better with no pressure.
I think we talked about that last year, Si, that sometimes these players that come up from England and other areas of the country to play for Rangers, I don't think they realise the magnitude of what they're up against on and off the park. So it might help some of them just relax a wee bit and you might see some better performances because when you're playing with Celtic or Rangers, if you have a bad moment in a game, you know about it by the crowd, so it might help them. But it's going to be interesting. But the fact it's off and running this Saturday, you know what I mean, it's something to look forward to.
Pre-season, like you said, Livingston don't have much of a pre-season. We never asked you, what were you like in pre-season?
Unbelievable.
Were you?
Mate, one of the best players, and that was always the mystery and the myth of Paul Slane. In the summer, Si, I was unreal. And then when it came to the winter, I was crap.
Why is
Do
that?
you know
do you
any
think?
players like that? But
I don't
that is a true thing about me. I don't know what it was. See, I think it was the break in between, and you were buzzing to go back. So I think I actually made my career out the summer with Jim Gannon. Do you know what I mean? He seen something in me, Si, that and it got me in. But I don't know. Pre-season, I was always good, but it's a horrible time, innit?
Mate, I don't think we've ever spoke about this. Me and you've played in a game together pre-season.
Aye,
Lincoln.
went after my knee.
10
Remember
minutes in. Only thing
Chris Sutton was the manager.
So he was. The only thing I remember for it was you and Gary Parker putting sun cream on Lenny's back before the game.
Mate, I was more nervous that game than I'm now.
Where were you playing? Left wing?
Right wing, and then remember I went like that to Richie Till. My knee's gone, and he went like that. Lactase, mate. Pure looks like a piece of shit. Mate, my knee was in bits.
He had a shocker that day, to be fair.
Who, Richie?
Uh-huh.
Aye, he's honking at me. Absolutely honking.
Kev, has Butterfingers done a pre-season?
No.
Has she known that?
No, she's no bother us. She's the only thing she's buttered is I'm not even going to get down that road.
She's at the cushions, isn't she?
Aye, she loves her
Looking
cushions.
absolutely terrible.
No, pre-season, Si, some people love it and some people absolutely hate
Telfer.
it. Paul Telfer.
Oh, I loved it, mate.
Did he? Aye.
I actually loved it.
He was ultimate pro, was he, no? Paul Telfer. What a blast of the pass he was. Coventry City.
He was like 35, mate, and he absolutely blew everyone away, man.
See, I just always picked like 3 or 4 players for the first team and I thought, if I can get better stats than them in the running, I'm doing all right.
I think nowadays,
And I picked Danny Deacon and Niall Quinn.
really terrible.
Big Beats used to run and just get
I
up.
was actually going to say, Kevin, I don't want to start in a bad say, but I was going to say when I come back, don't hear Niall Quinn any longer. Too much.
I've not mentioned them.
We used to do a 12. Do you ever do the 12-minute run?
No.
So it's a 400-metre track. This is first team and reserves, mate, on the start line. So there's about 50 boys, all like pure jostling for positions. Big John Hartson's pulling you at the back because he wants to get to the front. 8 laps you had to do in 12 minutes. We Strachan would stand in the middle of the track, mate, and just commentate on everyone, man. Big John was miles behind, but Strachan would shout like, "Don't care about John getting 6 laps because he'll score me 25 goals next season." Nah.
I bet Lenny was Lenny up.
Lenny would never do pre-season,
Did he
man.
not?
Nah.
I'd love to
He would
know
do it with
that,
the physio and that. The big boys didn't do it.
But I
mate.
think nowadays, right, I think, like you see Jordan Henderson win player of the year, I think the boys now that are super fit will be the ones that play.
Mate, everyone's super fit now, though. Eh? Like,
Aye.
see now nobody comes back in bad shape. See
No.
when we used to come back, man, everyone was.
Well,
so
that's
thick.
kind of my thing about Griffiths. Now, listen, I don't know exactly what went on, but I used to argue with the sports scientists when your last day of the season, you've been there for what, 10 and a half, 11 months, your last day, you're about to leave, goodbye to everybody, kisses to everybody, say whatever. And then when you left, they gave you a programme to say, keep fit, you're back in 3 weeks. And then you're like to yourself, like, surely that 3 weeks is total away from football, total break, and then surely that's what pre-season's for, to get super fit.
Yeah.
That's what pre-season's for. Now you need to get back in some shape for pre-season. I don't like that.
Nah, I'm the same, mate.
Too long. You're in football, what is it, 11 months of the year?
No, I would agree with you. I think your downtime is the only time you get the odd day off here and there. But your 3 weeks, 4 weeks, let's say you're saying 3 weeks.
used to get 6 weeks.
You used to get 6 to 8 weeks off in England, and you properly took 6 weeks off, and in the last 2 weeks you decided to try and get your arse in gear. But the whole point of pre-season is to get your arse in gear. But now technology and sports science has got people thinking that they need to come back fitter than they've ever been, and I don't. Maybe it's the way forward, but
Football's got so busy now, innit?
Aye,
It is so busy. Mate, I remember I'd done a pre-season in a pair of Vans trainers. Imagine that now. I swear, mate. I'd done the bleep test in a pair of Vans.
No way, we're Celtic. Who was the coach for Dale?
I think it was like, but it wasn't even. Nobody even mentioned it, mate. But now it's like it's got so like that's with Griffiths. I'm the total same, mate. See, back in the day, everyone came back a bit overweight and a bit out of shape.
we're talking
as
about
I say, it's
overweight
changed.
and out of shape. So I think Lee Griffith's situation. Like,
Did you see a picture of him?
Was he heavy? Like,
No.
And that's what I was wondering. That's what I've just got to get to. Like, how overweight was he? If you're coming back and you're 3 stone overweight, there's a problem. Half a stone overweight, you think, like, you'll shift to half a stone in maybe like 5-6 days.
Yeah.
So once I think
with Griffiths, there's been obviously he's had a lot of chances, and I think Lenny was the one that I think if Lenny wasn't there, Griffiths wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
So he's given me a chance, and I think maybe he's felt I don't know exactly what's happened, but
See, with the Canada, we used to be you get your weight taken on the last day, and for every kilo you came back overweight, you'd get fined £200. So mate,
You
6
used to
weeks
come
off.
back
No,
heavy?
I used to go mental for 4 weeks, drink, eat, and then see for the last 2 weeks, mate, I would just starve myself, man, and go for like 20 k's every day. Horrible, mate. Honestly, he would stand on the scales and everyone's weight for the last day. It's like, he's a break, man.
I know. I never really like worried too much about it because I always just thought like enjoying my summer. I properly enjoyed my summer. I was at fucking 4-day, 5-day benders every week. I didn't even like back to pre-season because I was never expected to be one of the front runners. I just thought as long as I'm middle of the road, I'll be alright. And I always enjoyed pre-season, but
mate, Big Dingus was the exact same as Strachan, I think, with the pre-season. See the
Tough.
day of
I think
us?
they do the same
Oh
pre-season.
my God, horrible.
What would he be like?
Mate,
Mate?
I heard you last week saying that. Like he used to get you up at 6 in the morning in Austria, take you down for an hour run, and then put you in. I think I've said that. Put you in the ice cold river for half an hour. Like, what is that?
did you go to Austria, that bit with the river that runs around the camp?
Aye, Mark
I was
McGee
there.
had his out sitting outside.
That's magic, that place, wasn't it?
Unbelievable.
I remember we went there with Coventry. It was the pitch beside the river. The river, it was like 30 degrees on the pitch, like sweating to get this river. I swear to God, man, it was minus 30. It was the coldest river I've ever been in. I don't know what it was. There was snow on the hilltops, and the sun was. But anyway, move on.
Old school. Right, 7 St Mirren backroom test positive for coronavirus. I think 6 were wrong though, weren't they?
Aye, the false positives. So it means the. Oh, that's complicated for us boys, isn't it? It just means that the tested it was wrong. The test was wrong.
But how are they getting 7 points? They must be playing kissy catchy or something on the side of that
It worries
stuff.
the hell out of
So
me.
I actually heard that. See, the guy that was the one person that was positive. He's not even been at the club.
Oh really?
Allegedly, he's caught it from somewhere else. So this is the great Scottish media and everyone else making something look a hell of a lot worse than what it really is. So it's if anything, it's maybe like a wake-up call for the Scottish clubs to make sure they're doing everything right, because the last thing we want is like a delay to the football starting. It's been bad enough finishing the football early, but just got to do things right, because I've got a friend who's a physio at one of the Premier League teams, and he's doing the test and he says it's a fucking nightmare.
Is it?
No, he says it's constantly, you'll test a boy and it takes like
2.5 hours,
2.5 hours for the result to come back, so it's like just constant, like 12, 14 hour days, waiting on tests coming back all the time, and you've got to do your treatments and everything else in between, so...
How did that test go that you got?
Disgusting. Absolutely.
Have you got
disgusting. Aye, came back. Tiny, you say.
Just on St Mirren, Slaney, there's one person you want to get, it's your mate Clangers, isn't it? Happy he had it?
Did he have
He was part of the backroom staff.
No, sometimes it happens to the first of them.
Says he had it, coronavirus in his
He
hands.
had it for fucking 10 years.
Brilliant. Right, Club TV channel. Sutton and Michael Stewart, Celtic TV. Davy Tanner and Tam McManus for Hibs TV. Can't believe no one asked us. If we were going to go into a club, who would you pick? Paul Slane.
Rangers TV.
Wow.
I would agree with you.
Why?
I'd like to sit with that Tom Commander to see the shite he spouts.
Tom who?
Tom Commander.
Who's that the commentator?
Is it Commander?
Is it?
Whatever his name is.
Who's Rangers got?
I don't know who Rangers does Rangers TV.
Is it no? Do they know who, like, they've got that Tom the commentator, and then they've got like
But I don't know who hosts it in the
Oh, they've
studio.
got a
And
host.
We should forget that, right? Oh, you playing this Saturday? We should have done the soccer Saturday here. That'd be unbelievable, eh?
Yeah.
The live game. Imagine use Jeff and then Andy Halliday. I don't know if he's getting a club, is he? I don't know.
It doesn't look like it.
No,
Won't
good. So
He'll be back
if
here.
us three would be the guys you could fire back to scoot. I mean, how good would that be?
So who would you compare yourself? You'd be Merson at that. Charlie Nicholas. Charlie Ridiculous.
Charlie Dick.
Charlie ridiculous.
Who is?
Did you hear his part the other night?
Oh my God, his part was shocking.
About Jim White's wallet?
That was terrible.
Oh mate, went down like a shit sandwich, man.
We're still waiting on a response from Jim White in the studio. Jim patched him and the camera stayed on Charlie for the minute solid.
If we done Rangers TV, so how would you get on with Gerrard and that? You think you'd be alright?
I don't know. But I've been nothing but brutally honest about him. Do you know what I mean?
I think he'd respect
I
that.
think he'd respect that, because a lot of them you can see pussy fit around them, so maybe I don't think he respects that.
I've got down here, so I think it'd be good. Hamilton sitting at Kev next to Brian Rice, Beavis and Butthead. Also, Livy. Surely Livy'd be good for us. You with Holty with the karate and that. We
I
could
could
get
the bus driver, he could use a lift to the house. Hopefully.
Big Bolton, the bus driver, tell you some army stories.
And there's Tony Macaroni. We could do like man versus food with you, stuff like that.
Tony
I think
Macaroni.
Livy'd be good for us.
Aye, it would be good.
It would be good, aye.
But imagine sitting in that arena with no fans.
You couldn't deal with that, could you?
It's either got to be Celtic Rangers with a big stadium in it.
Why do you think we weren't asked and Chris Sutton and Michael Stewart were asked?
I'm surprised at that. Very surprised with Celtic, actually. They're starting to let me down.
Aye.
If they keep it up, listen to this, man. I hope they blow 10.
Oh, amazing, man.
Mate, you'll not believe it, man. Do you know what got me out of my rut? I was lying in my bed at about 11 o'clock in the day.
Right.
And workies came in, but they were doing my shower. This is a shocking story, but this is what genuinely got me out of my rut. And my ma, they were putting a new shower in, but the night before my ma put the old stuff in my room, and the guys she would come back the next day and get the stuff out my room, but the workies came into my room, mate, at 11 o'clock to get it. My arse was hanging out the cover, mate, right? But I bought naked, my arse was hanging out, and my ginger feet, mate, were hanging out of the bed side. Mate, I couldn't, and the workies must have been like, what the fuck's this guy all about, mate? 35-year-old.
You're 28.
28.
My ginger feet.
That was actually, that honestly, I was like, mate, I need to get a grip of myself, seriously. I was like, what am I doing, mate? What a bum. But honestly, like, the last few months, like, I'm just a total waster. Like, honestly, just like, mate, get a grip of yourself.
But everyone loves you, mate.
I know, mate. I don't think so, mate. Like, honestly, like, see the last few months, like, do you know, I watched back, this is why I took the break. No, just cause of that, but I watched back the Turnbull and the Charlie Adam one, and I was like to myself, like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, but mate, seriously, like, I was like to myself, like, if I'm going to come on, if I'm going to do a show, it doesn't matter. It has to be good. Like, you don't need to be trying to be funny or but it's got to be. You've got to speak clear, mate. I was just totally mumbling a lot of nonsense.
I disagree, mate. We're going to go on to Celtic. If you're a Celtic player, would you be anxious about this season or would you be buzzing for it? Because
No,
you speak to Rangers players that I've interviewed when they were going for 10 and said it was an enormous amount of pressure.
Did they? Aye.
Yeah.
Well, I was actually listening to my research I was talking about. This is the only thing. I think Celtic are obviously favourites, but 1997/98, Rangers won 9 in a row.
Right.
Rangers had 9 in a row. They had a much stronger team. I would imagine so.
On paper.
On paper,
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I think
No, I think you're right.
Big Negri, 9 million. Good start. 9 million.
Wasn't a 9 million, but
Not at all. But I think Rangers, Celtic didn't even have a manager in the summer. I think Tommy Burns left and then Wim Jansen came in.
That wee woman, Wim Jansen.
We bought him. He came in. But he got a full manager than I know. So you'd have thought in that summer, imagine there would have been 3 guys like us doing the exact same show back then. And they would have said Rangers are favourites. So I don't know if there's not a glitch, but I don't know if there's something that you can't get to 10. I don't know if it's just too much pressure.
Right. What do you think, Kev? Would you be relishing it or would you be a bit nervous about it?
I think you
Surely you're under more pressure to stop it now.
Aye,
You would think so, wouldn't you?
but at the same time, if Celtic players weren't a wee tiny bit anxious about the prospects or no for filling 10 in a row, then they're not human in my eyes, because it's a big ask. It's not just like, this has never been done before. Like the two of them have tried it before and both failed at the last hurdle. To go down as the first ever team to win 10 titles in a row in Scotland, that's a humongous achievement, Si. So both sets of players and fans will have the same feelings that Celtic fans will think they should do it, and Rangers. I just think it's, to me, they both should be feeling it, Si, because it's a massive
What do you
season, and I
think-
think you'll find, Slaney, that like there'll be a lot of hiccups along the way, more so than what there has been. Like, you know how when Rangers dropped points there badly after Christmas, I think if Celtic doesn't get off to a good start, Rangers get off to a really good start, you just don't know how things are going to pan out. But it's certainly going to be interesting viewing.
By the way, it's a great point because that Rangers team, probably similar to where Celtic are now. Better
Aye.
team on paper, better squad,
Mm-hmm.
and then Celtic stopped the 10. So
Which was
be
crazy,
interesting
because
to
I
see.
think Celtic as well that season lost the first 2 games.
the ambassador, wasn't it? The captain.
Aye, he had a big part of it. And no, but that's what I'm saying. It's I don't know. That's the only thing that's in the back of my mind. But again,
So whose shoes would you rather be in? Celtic's,
Aye,
obviously
Celtic.
going for the 10. But then if you're a Rangers player, you could be a hero by stopping the 10. Even Celtic players that done it are heroes now.
Aye, whoever does win it, whatever set of players will go down in history as being the team that either stopped or the team that won it, and that's a great accolade for any.
do you think it's for Celtic? Or do you think it will be? I know you said Rangers better without the fans, but what about Celtic? Do you think it will be? Because imagine this Saturday coming, the first league game, how good it would be with the fans there. Do you think they'll struggle with that, or do you think?
I think Celtic are throughout the whole team, and they've got winners in their team, haven't they? Staff that have won things, they've got players that have won things. That's why, for me, they're favourites over Rangers. You know what I mean? Like, you know what Bruni's like, mate, wouldn't let boys drop just because fans are there. Lenny's the same, John Kennedy. Do you know what I mean? It's guys who have been there and done it. I just kind of see Celtic letting up.
I think that Celtic, it's the experience of winning side. There's a lot to be said for that, because although if you probably go down the Rangers team individually, apart from maybe McGregor, Stephen Davis, who else has actually won anything in that team that's of any experience or the highs, but maybe just suffer some lows? So don't get me wrong, it's going to be interesting, it's going to be tight. I don't think it'll be a pushover, but let's just see how Saturday goes, and then we'll talk about it next week.
I wanted to ask you, Slaney, since we've got you on, are you surprised your big mate Foster decided not to sign?
Can't believe it. Disappointing.
Why do you think it is money?
I've heard that they said he wanted to get a chance to England and try to get in. And I think as well, you're seeing that the embarrassment Jordan Pickford, what he's doing in goals, and I don't know what he's all about. You're seeing that, and I think Foster thinks with the Euros next year, the World Cup to follow him, that if he has a good season, but he needs to remember, Si, and you must remember this, who makes you. And Fraser Foster didn't play for about 2 years. He was done. He came here and done very well. It seems like Lenny gets the best out of him. It seems like because when he first came, nobody really knew him when the first time round. So I think it's just obviously, I don't know. I'm disappointed to say the least.
Who can you see Celtic going for, Kev? The
You know what?
link to the Greek goal, isn't it?
I think it's so important Celtic to get him.
You think why?
I just looked at if I go on last season, I look at the cup final. I know it was the cup, but Rangers would have won that if it wasn't for Foster that day, and that was momentous going into the season. That win, do you know what I mean? I think it
Spurred them on.
Yeah, and in other games, so I think he's so important.
I totally agree with you, Slaney, because you know when you play in a team, when you can really, really trust your goalkeeper, it helps the back four massively. And Celtic's back four are good, but sometimes they do make, like if you think of how Lyndon Dykes plays against Julian every time Celtic levy, he's a struggle. Rangers have had ample opportunities, and Big Foster's always been, it's alright getting behind the back four, but getting past the big man, it's difficult. But what I don't get, I agree with Slaney's point in that he's maybe thinking if I get a team in England I could maybe get to the Euros or the World Cup, and how would he not be able to do that playing with Celtic if they're in the Champions League and he's putting on performances in Celtic with Champions League?
But I don't think they do in England. They don't look.
Would they not look at that?
I don't think.
Did he when he was here the first time round get picked for England while playing with Celtic?
I think he did. I think he got in a squad, didn't he? Once
he did. He got in a squad, but
then,
definitely they don't.
is he just looking at a squad place, or does he think he can be England's number one?
I think the number one's up for grabs, isn't it?
Pickford's
But I think I can't believe his decision because he's not going. He's not going to start for Southampton, is he?
No. And then but then again, we don't know. Maybe one of the teams that are potentially coming up. Is he maybe getting a move in there?
Yeah,
he's going to perform.
I've seen him linked to Leeds as well.
Aye, so that's
it's different. He's not Celtic fan. Like I know. I see Celtic fans on Twitter, but
that's what I keep saying.
He's not a Celtic fan. Do you know what I mean?
In a row, I keep saying, but it's different.
See the goalie as well. Like, every bad team I've played in, the goalie's been hopeless. It's so important, isn't it?
Oh my God,
it's a massive position. Right, who else does Celtic need to keep? I mean, Edward again linked to Leicester and Leeds. For me, cannot let Edward go.
No.
I've heard that Celtic can't let Edward go because PSG have got 50% in the next transfer fee.
Wow, who told you that?
Can I say my contacts?
That's massive, but isn't it? Like,
but
I wouldn't surprise you that way. The young player leaving.
They can't let him go. Next summer, listen, I'd love to keep him for the rest of his life, but that's not going to happen. But my God, you must chain him down, if you need to keep him. You cannot let that man go.
Have you got a spare chain?
I don't know about chains.
Can sort that
Griffith's back as well. I mean, we spoke about the weight and stuff like that, but he was so important for Celtic second half of last season. For me, turned the season and
he did. Forget the whole weight thing. That's just a story. It's just something to fill the newspapers now. So once the season gets underway and Lee Griffiths is asked upon to do a job for Celtic, he will deliver the goods. Yeah. There's absolutely 100% no question about that. We talk about for me, people saying, but he maybe had things going on off the park during pre-season, we don't know. No, forget all that nonsense, because Lee Griffiths was brave enough to come out and admit his problems. If he had another wee problem, he'd be the first person to come out and admit it. He'll get back, he'll get himself fit, he might miss a few games at the beginning because of that, but once he gets an opportunity, he will not let Celtic down, especially in 10-year-old season.
See, like bad attitude though, when he plays, he grafts his balls off. It's not like he goes through the motions of that. No, that's a good attitude for me, do you know what I mean? If I were Celtic fans, I would not be worried about the Lee Griffiths situation, because the cream always rises.
I don't know, is he done, do you think?
No, he's back. Lenny came out and said that he's got himself in good nick, so you can see him being back. But see, I wanted to ask you, see his players, see if one of your best players comes back in bad nick, would it bother you?
Nah,
I'm the same, man.
Because you said that on the pitch, if it's a slob on the pitch, then that's different, but he's not. And see as well, you're not going to, let's say he's number 2 at Celtic behind Edward. Where are you going to get a guy that scores that many goals for you, number 2?
No, you're right.
You actually said that, I mean, I've just told the exact point. But
and you said about Bruni saying, like, Bruni wouldn't let things happen. Bruni would just put him aside and say, come on, Griff.
Yeah.
Sort of Celtic, man, we need you. And that's what it takes.
Because the thing is, you've got Kilmala there, who looks like he's done lockdown in Berlin, man. But, like, Kilmala and Bayo are nowhere near Griffiths for me.
No, not that level. I don't think anyway. Bayo's certainly no, but has Kilmala done quite well since he came back? I don't know, but I don't think he's good enough for Celtic.
No, I don't think they two.
I don't know.
I don't think they're replacements for what Celtic's needing in a big season like this. I would like to see them do all they can to get Foster until it's an absolute no, but get another quality goalkeeper in and maybe another striker to back up, because
centre half now. Only got
I would definitely centre half as well, and you know the striker thing I say aside, because what you don't want is getting halfway through a season and one then gets injured and you're going to rely on one. You need proper backup when it comes to this level of season, you know what I mean?
Stu Finlay?
No, not for me.
No thanks.
Celtic laid in a marker last year, beating St Johnstone 7-0 first game. Can you see them doing the same against Hamilton?
Aye. I think you could see a few of them. I think you could see a few absolute gubbins.
I think it could be 5 and Saturday. I'm going for 5 and Saturday. I just have this feeling that Celtic 5-0, not a problem.
Okay, brilliant.
Herbert here first.
Rangers, on to Morelos. Reports in France suggest he'd agreed personal terms with Leo. Clubs need to agree a fee. What would you do if your Rangers? For me, if Rangers sell Morelos, they've handed Celtic 10 in a row. Yeah. I know he's a lot of problems off the pitch, but he's the best player by a mile for me.
You look at last season when we always the big thing when after Christmas when we're like, what's happened to Rangers? He wasn't playing. Do you know what I mean? He's I think he's brilliant on his day. I really do. He's the exact same as Edwards. You can't let him go. It doesn't matter how much money until next season. And see what happens. You cannot let him go.
Even if they get, like, say, between 10 and 20 million quid, whatever the figure is that's bandied about, who do you buy for that money that can come in as a ready-made replacement? Now, you can buy somebody that's maybe got potential, or has maybe had a good season last season, but you're needing somebody to come in and fit into the Rangers way, the understanding how the fans are, the understanding of playing against playing in with a proper big club. Because it's alright playing with some clubs doing size and they think they're big clubs. Celtic and Rangers are way bigger than anything. So to come in and adapt to that pressure straight away and expect to be the striker to score 30 goals that season to stop your rivals becoming 10 in a row champions, nah, if Rangers sell Morelos, they can forget it.
He looks if he came back with a lot of weight on. Didn't he?
But nothing was said about it because you need him on side, so why would you? Rangers also signed the big centre half. Spoke to my mate at Wigan who played him, said he's decent.
Did he?
Can play it for the back quite quick, maybe a wee bit soft. But no, he says that the way Rangers want to play, he says he'll be good for them.
Oh, they need a centre
half.
I think they need a centre half because Katic has obviously got injured, and although I've been critical of Goldson, I think he's got one too many mistakes in his locker for me. The boy, who was the big boy they got from Oldham?
Edmondson.
The
Fridge.
Aye, the Fridge, aye. He's come in and been a wee bit hot and cold. Some days he's been brilliant, some days
that's
a bit iffy.
He's the Fridge. That's why he's been
That's
cold.
why you call him the Fridge. But no, they need more depth in the centre half position because I think they've struggled there.
What about strikers that they're linked with? Because Defoe's injured now as well. Sam Cosgrove at Aberdeen linked. Dykes, Shankland. Who would you take? I think Cosgrove would do a job for him.
Cosgrove not back 3 million for a French team?
2 million, I think it was.
2 million?
See, if you were Rangers, would you go and sign Sam Cosgrove for 2 million?
Absolutely. And I'll tell you why. And I've heard unbelievable things about Shankland, right? But Morelos is your number one, so he's going to play, right? So you need, if you're going to bring somebody on, like, for example, a Dykes, you better bring on somebody like that. Do you know what I mean? Bigger, you can change your game a wee bit. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not sure.
I think Cosgrove's a better player than Dykes.
Aye, I think Lyndon
Dykes scored
Dykes,
goals in the Premier League.
He's very young.
Yeah.
Isn't he?
I think Lyndon Dykes, the only reason we talk about Lyndon Dykes and the Scottish media, because he had a couple of decent games against Celtic. Nobody's rattled off any particular great performances.
Never scored a lot of goals at
Hamilton or anything. So for me, he's. I know, like, I'm even reading things like he's finding it hard to choose between Australia or Scotland. There's no fucking chance we should be thinking of calling him up. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to put that out there. Sorry, they would have said that about me many years ago, but it happened, and that's just tough shit. But no, I just don't think I don't get the love in, because, like, if he played shit against Julian twice or Celtic when he did play well, would we talk about him? I don't think, and he's no scoring 20-30 goals a season. So when you're going to potentially getting a transfer to Rangers, I think you need something in your locker or your fucking what do you call it, your whatever it is to back it up. I don't think he can.
See, for this, like, Rangers can't gamble on players now this season. They need to win the league. So you get guy Cosgrove who scored 20 goals a season for Aberdeen for 2 million quid. Be a no-brainer, wouldn't it?
I think Cosgrove could be better in a better team than Lyndon Dykes would be. I just think Cosgrove. He started off his career in England, would that be right?
Yeah, Carlisle and that.
Aye. So I think he's got potential, whereas I think Lyndon Dykes is what he is, and that's just.
I've not seen a lot of Cosgrove. I've seen him at a few games with Celtic, and he always puts in a real good performance for them. He's very hard to play against.
Yeah, got a good touch, and I played against him. He was decent.
Sorry, Si, can I just step in? What do you think? I think we're going on to that question at the end. I was going to ask what do you think Rangers need for this season.
I think Rangers need a left back as well. See, I know Barisic a right good player, but
Bassey, is he a left back? No,
he's a centre half.
Centre half.
I think he's a centre half. But I mean, Barisic came on to a game, but he's quite injury prone as well, isn't he? I mean, I think how many times Andy Halliday had to go and play left back last year. Who did they play there if Barisic gets injured?
Andy might get a phone call because he keeps telling us he's.
I would never let him go. We need guys like that in the team, 100%.
And that's the thing with the boy Shankland as well. As a Rangers fan, again, for me, for Rangers, Cosgrove and Shankland would be a no-brainer. For the money that you get them at
Sorry, the Cosgrove, the Shankland one for me, I think is a no-brainer. Any team he would go to better than Dundee United because he's just a goal scorer. And as long as you're feeding goal scorers opportunities, they'll score more than they'll miss. And I don't know. I think he could easily. I think if you're talking about Dykes and Cosgrove, I would just spend the money and get Shankland because he knows the Scottish game. Yeah. It's all right bringing somebody up from England who has got a good CV. The Scottish game's totally different. Shankland knows what the Scottish game's about.
The only worry about Shankland, he's never played in SPFL, has he?
Played at Aberdeen, but he was young ahead.
He was only like a breakthrough kind of.
That's the only worry, I think, whereas Cosgrove has played.
Yeah.
Good
okay,
point.
I agree. Anything else Rangers need? I think I watched them against Motherwell. They looked tremendous. Aribo looked like he was
flying.
Gerrard says he wants more for Aribo this year. I think he's got the ability, isn't he, Aribo?
They've come back absolutely flying, and it's going to be similar, isn't it? Pre-season, the game, the fans. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be similar.
Yeah.
It's just whether mentally they can keep it up. That's the only thing, innit, you see, because at one point last season you were believing that they could go and do it, and so that would be my only. Do they need to get more winners in?
I think Slaney, after the boys that signed last year, they've had now a year's experience playing in the Scottish Premiership, so they know what it's all about. So I think some of those players like Aribo and that will be better for it this season. They'll be better equipped, and I think that's what you'll see this year.
Brilliant. Okay, on to Rangers opponents. Aberdeen. Is it third or failure for them this season? It's hard. It's a big fight for third this year because I think Hibs will be very good. Motherwell are good at it.
Did Motherwell over-succeed last year?
Overachieve.
Overachieve, succeed, whatever it is. Same difference. Sorry. So my point is that I'm actually, when you brought up the word Aberdeen, I actually got deflated for a second or two because I just thought they're just the same old Aberdeen. Are they going to finish third, get to a semi-final or a Scottish Cup, and that's their season? I'm quite happy with that. But Motherwell, I think, hopefully, the fact that Stevie Robinson stayed, I think they'll kick on. I think they will.
So are they your fancies for third?
I think they will be able to give Celtic and Rangers tougher games than, although
even though they got beat 4-0.
Hammered 4-0, it's just a friendly.
There's a few trials.
I think Motherwell have got something about him because Turnbull, he will set the Premier League alight again. And I think you'll see him and he'll get his move at the end of the season. So for me, I think Motherwell's got something that I think they could be alright this year.
Who you picking for third this year?
I don't know yet, Si, and I'm not sitting on the fence.
What?
Aki's, I'm on.
But by God, what a signing with Aberdeen. Be Johnny Hayes. Win it.
You sad to see him go? What have you gone for this year?
What are you going to say about him?
No, I better know. No, but listen, I think that's absolutely great business for Aberdeen. Yep, I think so.
So who are you picking for third? Come on, give us somebody.
I'll go with the Steelmen.
Ah, yeah.
Do you know what their squad is? It looks like they've got like all the same age Scottish boys, and I love that.
Great dressing room, it looks like.
It looks like a great changing room. Will the banter be good? I don't think so, but listen, it's not about, I don't know. So I think they'll do it.
Are you refinding your love for the Steelmen?
Absolutely not.
I think Hibs will finish third this year.
Hibs? Yeah.
Yes.
Can I say why that is?
Yeah, I think they've signed well. I like the three players. Again, Jack Ross isn't a daft mate. He signed three boys that know the game.
Can I just say something? I thought you were going to give me the option of Aberdeen and Motherwell.
No, do you fancy Hibs?
I knew that you brought them out of the equation. I think they'll be far away, because they've made some decent signings. They've brought in Premier League experience. The Canberra situation will maybe dictate how that goes up top, because they might, if he goes to Rangers, because he's obviously a potential move to Rangers, they might get another striker in. But under Jack Ross, he came in and kind of got them, galvanised them again, got them going. So if he's now got the pre-season under his belt, and hopefully I think Hibs will do alright, but I don't know, it's actually nice to talk that we've got three teams that are going to push for third, which is not a great thing, but at the same time, Rangers and Celtic could sit back and hope that they've actually got, like, Motherwell, Hibs, Aberdeen are going to take points off the Old Firm.
Yeah.
I think that's a given.
Okay, now for me the biggest signing of the summer in Scottish football is it Dundee United this week.
Aye, saw it.
He has been unleashed.
Who?
Frail.02. Stevie Frail.
Frail.02.
See, when I saw that, that's the first thing I thought about Slaney.
I swear to God, I must have got about 20 pictures.
So did I.
Unbelievable, mate. So everybody just get writing, the thrill has been unleashed. Listen, absolutely amazing for Stevie Friel. Will he go in there and make them better? No. Does he deserve the job? No, again. But what I do love about Stevie Friel is he doesn't hold back when he's up in the lunchtime. When he's up, he shows what authority, and that's what the team must have. And Lennon quickly, as I've always said the story, Lennon clamped that out and sat him down like a wee baby and said, "You don't eat any more." And they sat there drinking Diet Iron Brew and salad and embarrassment. But listen, that's not what it's about. Stevie Friel deserves this chance. And don't let me get started on Hearts, because I am livid. And listen, the show was absolutely amazing. The last couple of weeks we've gone mad, and the last one, I was a wee bit disappointed on your Hearts views. That's not for me to get into.
Right, come on then, tell us. Go, no.
No Hearts, Robbie Neilson. I find it, I am so disappointed in him.
What, in the suit that he wore when he got signed?
Absolutely. No, only that, I see the man as well. He's got a lovely lady.
Oh, you seen him about the West End, didn't you?
He walks about the West End with 2 greyhound dogs. And I love that. He's a peaceful man. And what I would say about Simon, what I would say about him is, I was walking down straight on, face to face, me and Robbie Neilson. Now, I've never came for Robbie Neilson. Never in my life in this show. I've actually stuck up for him. Many managers must win me air before they win the club air. As you've known, what was the boy? Kiernan, Oren Kiernan, PE teacher. I sussed him out. Who else? So you think it's a laugh? The mouse. Out. I sussed him out. Robbie Neilson, you're now starting to fall into that category.
Why? Because he never acknowledged you?
He walked, listen to this one. Now, this is a classic. To his face to face, he's got the 2 dogs walking a line. Say, Kelvin Grove.
So do you have a dog?
No.
Paul
the Tim. You're about walking a line, alright? Walking a line, the thing. Get to about, wee bit distance for me and you. Robbie Neilson. Kid's only hits a phone call. Say, now you know, when you don't want to speak to somebody, you kid on your own the phone. That's what he done. No word of a lie. So that was the first sign I thought, he's wary of me. He is very wary of me. And then his decision to go to Hearts, I'm very disappointed in it. Now, see 2 weeks ago if I'd come on, I would have probably got papped half a life with the anger that was in me. Listening to your views, they were right. What you're saying is, he might think Hearts have got a better squad, they'll get up. This is the season you want to be in the SPL. This is the season you really want to be there.
So you think it's a lack of ambition for Robbie Neilson?
Well, if he goes home to his wife and says, "I went down a division, or I've not took a promotion," you ain't no man, boy. So, but you ain't no man, boy. So, do you know what I mean? And I think it's so disappointing. Honestly, like, why get Dundee United up? You do all the hard work. Now, I know, and I've heard a lot of people say that they didn't play good football, they've not got a great squad of players, they could be close to going down. I know that. But you, as a man, or as a lady in this world, of course, equal rights.
I love that.
As the man in that day, you stand up and say, "Do you know what, see Dundee, we're going to go third. We're going to do it." And see when Celtic Rangers and the fan come back, I'm going to be on at Stoke 10 or Stoke Rangers getting there. Be that manager and see at the end of the season, do you know what? Who knows, you could go and get another club, a bigger club or whatever. To go back to Hearts now, don't forget, see if I can buy your house tonight with a plane saying, "Get out, Kevin, in my business or my house." And would you go back? No, remember that? Robbie Neilson at Hearts before the plane? Yeah. And he's scampering back like a coward.
Good, I like it. But did you know, see on the other end of the phone, you heard budgie noises?
Budgie was still tweaking, squeaking as she always does. Twerking. And my goodness, and I love the jet. He's not going to be stolen in Glasgow Airport. But, I don't understand that appointment at all.
Who, Jim Jeffries?
I don't understand it, mate. Like, no, but
tell him, didn't tell me.
No, listen to this, right? Jim Jeffries, I don't know him, but obviously, listening to you, he's a great guy, not right? But what's the point in him? Like, they've done that. No, but I mean, they've had this same schedule for so long. Have a manager, Levine's in the background. Like, why do you keep having 2 managers? What is like what?
I think this time he's not had to do with it. What's happened is see Anne Budd. She's clearly a businesswoman, right, and she knows how to do everything off the park business wise. But in terms of running the team and signings and things like in there, like I think Hearts had a loan manager. I mean, what the fuck's a loans manager?
So Jeffries has nothing to do with
no, not to do with Robbie whatsoever.
So what is his role?
So his role is to sort the backroom staff out, the backroom staff, the youth team, the staff, have they got the right numbers? Things like if you're taking a loans manager, what the fuck do you need a loans manager? You just phone the manager that your player's at and say, "How's my player getting on?" So it's just to tidy up the backroom things, and then obviously he's there. He's there just as experience, basically, because he's not going to turn into Robbie and say, "Here, Robbie, by the way, why you picked him on a Saturday?" Like Craig Levein was doing.
Yeah.
Craig Levein was in control of the puppets.
Yeah.
Why do you think Craig Levein employed Cathro? Because he knew that he would fail. So when he failed, he thought he would come in fucking riding on his white horse. I'll save Hearts. No, you didn't. You got them relegated, Craig. Now you get parked out. That's what happened.
Wow, I love the passion, big man, for little jam tarts.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
Craig Levein's been a great man for Hearts as a player and stuff, but what he done there in the last lot of years wasn't good for Hearts. And I've heard rumours that they had 70 players on the books.
I heard that as well.
Fuck's Hearts needing 70 players for?
I like Robbie Nielsen.
Right, Kev, another manager that's not going to be there with Craig Levein is Tommy Wright. Strange to see St Johnstone with Callum Davidson as manager.
It is, Si, but it's even stranger the fact that when Tommy left and that Northern Ireland job was available, it was like the jigsaw couldn't have fitted any better, and he not got the job. So he's now sitting there thinking, fuck, I was promised that job and never got it.
I know. Do you think that's why he left St
Did he
Johnstone?
not get
I don't know.
Ian Barraclough.
I think, Si, he left because I think there was a wee bit of rumblings with the chairman behind the scenes. I don't know that. I'm just guessing.
Well, that was Tommy's belly that was rumbling.
I know that feeling. I just think that when they used to take interviews after games, before games and things, and talk to the media, he always talked about the lack of investment and things, like how he's wanted to try and take the club a wee bit forward, and he never ever got any. So I think he probably just got to a point where I can't do anything now with this team. So, and I think he'll get another opportunity. See the first SPL manager that gets the bullet this year.
Tommy's
right will be in.
Well, not bad shot. Callum Davidson, Paul. Any thoughts on him?
Turned on the telly. Seen him doing his first interview. He was speaking 100 fucking mile an hour, mumbling. The first sign of a guy nervous. Now, if you're nervous in Perth, you're in for worrying times. I'm not sure, Si, if he's a man. So Callum Davidson, before you try win there St Johnstone, you must win me here. Because you know what
There's
happened?
another manager that needs to win you over.
Well, listen, the stats don't lie.
I know a couple of boys at St Johnstone, they're going to try and play proper football. Eh?
Well, that's
3-4-3, they're going to play it for the back.
Well, I like that.
I don't know if that suits the players though.
Well, that's the only thing, but I think it's for the players. There was so much, and listen, Dominic done great, but for that time, they done very well. But it might be so refreshing for the players to. But the only thing,
take the shackles off them.
The
Maybe.
only thing, see this playing, starting to really.
Oh mate, didn't get me started.
Getting really on my titties.
What, playing it for the back?
Listen, Guardiola's a genius. Let him do that. That's fine. Of course, he came through La Masia, Simon, and he's been brought with Cruyff, the genius. But my God, you've got Ryan Bennett, Rogers. The guy's minging.
Ryan Bennett at Leicester, Brendan Rodgers.
But mate, seriously, like, how could see Klopp, right? Liverpool score so many goals. You would say they're one of the most attacking teams in the world. They're no thick. They sometimes go long, they play diags.
Mate, Van Dijk gets it and smashes over the top for many a time.
They're so direct sometimes. I mean, I watched a team playing Liverpool and they're trying to pop it against the best team that press. It's thick.
It's playing to lose, mate.
I watched Rodgers yesterday. Now, listen, I know he had a lot of injuries, but that isn't football. You're trying to score. Now, Guardiola does it because his whole point is ways how to score and whatever. But I don't know if these managers totally know inside out, and it's like, pass, pop it about. It's fucking rubbish. It's no football. I don't want to watch that. So, listen, I don't know if Callum Davidson's in it. I don't know if the players will be able to hear him when he's mumbling. I do not know. But we'll see when it falls to.
Kev, do you expect St Johnstone? What would be a good season for St Johnstone? Obviously getting in the top six, but is that realistic?
But they've no changed their squad, so it's not as if they've got any players coming in that are going to maybe help make that change. So we don't know, Si, because Tommy Wright had his way of playing and the players played that way. Callum Davidson's come in and he's now set up a different way of playing, so we'll find out soon enough if the players are able to play the Callum Davidson way.
Yeah, okay. Just last on Dundee United, where can we see them finishing? Is top six realistic for them?
Who's your manager?
Mickey Mellon.
Fuck. No, I don't know much about him.
Stevie's a good coach, is he not?
No, listen, I have a laugh at Stevie and all that, but Stevie's absolutely... He had the hardest job at Celtic. Any manager, I mean...
Managing you?
Like, mate, with the reserves, mate.
Because you had to manage you.
Me, I didn't turn up and all that, but... no, mate, Stevie is an absolutely brilliant coach. That's what I was saying last year, being serious about him. Like, I know he's that good that he could go into take Hearts first team. He's brilliant, mate, seriously. Like, he's absolutely brilliant.
Him as well.
And he's a good guy, he's honest.
But can they get top six?
No.
I agree.
I think they'd just be happy to stay in the league and build.
Depends, maybe the manager's got, I don't know, but I don't think they've got the squad.
I seen Tony Fitzpatrick saying that you expect St Mirren to get in the top 6 this year. Why would you say that?
See, aye, if you think that, keep it yourself. Don't be saying that, because then...
See, if I'm Jim Goodwin, I'm phoning up saying, right, am I getting a top 6 budget here?
Aye.
Do you know what I mean?
Love that.
It's just unrealistic.
It's for a team that's never been in the fucking top 6 and they're always fighting relegation. They've only probably stayed up this year because they fucking cut the season early. That's
Right.
a bit of the bush.
So, relegation then, we'll talk about what teams are looking at being at the bottom end. Who are you thinking? You've got St Mirren, Hamilton, Kelly?
I think I've heard Kelly are struggling.
Right.
I've heard they're
Don
struggling.
Thomas told you that when he went to Dunfermline. Because he's left, they're struggling.
I think Kelly could
Could Livy be in there? Who else can you see?
Livy potentially, and I think obviously their usual suspects. Hamilton will certainly not get relegated because they don't know how to get relegated, so they're fine. But it's just, I don't know, Si, I think we can sit here and we can guess and give our opinions, but until the season gets 3-4 weeks underway, then you've got an idea there. But I think it'll just be the usual suspects. Kilmarnock, from a team that when I played would always fight relegation, then they had a period where they were fighting top 6 and playing. To me, there was signs last season they were coming back the way.
Yeah.
So it all depends how they start. If they start badly, I think they might need to worry. I would hate to see that happen, but I don't know.
I know these teams hate mentioning it, but does Livingston, Kelly, Hamilton, does the AstroTurf help them stay up?
Aye.
Think?
I think
Probably
so.
does.
Playing
I
on
don't
it every
think
week.
players like playing on it. I hated it. Like, I despise Astro. And they're training on it every day, I think, as well.
So who can you see going down then? If you didn't think they three on the AstroTurf all go down, who can you see?
I said that, but I do think I say it every year, Hamilton.
I think this could be the year.
Hopefully.
Are Hamilton like the Bourne with a Scottish football?
They seem to feel that the budget is shocking in it, and how they've stayed up is class, but I just need a wee change in it.
Okay, right, we're going to go into predictions. You ready for this?
Yes.
You ready to be slaughtered on Twitter for this?
Aye.
Kev, who's going to win the league?
Celtic.
Paul Slane?
Celtic.
I'll go Celtic as well. Who's going to be relegated?
Hamilton.
Dundee United.
Wow.
The Friel, eh?
Wow.
Back into the Friel.
I'm going to go Hamilton as well. I'm going to go Hamilton this year.
I'm only
Lost the
saying
boy
that
Gogic,
because,
you know.
Gogic is away,
I'm saying that because we've talked about
Lost
all
the
these.
wee right back, sorry to interrupt
We've
you.
talked about all these teams that are going up and down. What is it the Dundee United's bringing to the table next year?
Shankland, didn't it?
I know, but will he be there? If
It
he goes,
probably
what
will come
happens?
down to that, won't it? Yeah.
So, but who knows?
I don't think he will go now.
Nah.
Do you know?
Nah.
I saw him the other week. I went to a wee trip up to St Andrews and I saw him at this.
Talk to him.
Nah, didn't look old of me.
Sounds like a great guy. Who's going to be the standout player?
Hey, for me, Si, there's only one.
Edward.
Edward. If he builds on anything that he did last season, he will be unplayable and he will be just people will talk even higher about him and he'll get a mega money move and hopefully for Celtic fans' sake, that's in the back of winning 10 in a row and whatever it is that comes with that. I think that he just got better and better and better as each game he played last year and some of the things he was doing was like, for me, was wow.
Morelos and Edward are the two best.
Aye, Morelos, don't get me wrong, if Morelos stays then he'll run Edward close.
Yeah.
Because I think he'll improve as well. I think he'll learn from his mistakes from last year. But for me, Edward, I can't see anybody else. But then again, you could see things like maybe Jordan Henderson that won the one for Liverpool there, standout player. Could that be Scott Brown
There you go.
leading his team into 10 in a row? Who knows?
There you go. That just shows you kids to get yourself fit and you
Why
can
did he
win
win
the
that?
Premier League.
No, listen,
Yeah.
he's a legend, right?
Yeah.
And I love exactly how the way his careers went. When he first went to Liverpool, no, I absolutely love that. And I think he really struggled at first, and people was like, "Why did you sign him?" And he's a leader now, but it's an individual award. I mean,
De Bruyne is the player of the
De
year.
Bruyne, Si. Night and day.
Who's your standout player in Slaney? Nicky Devlin?
Nicky Devlin, Alan Forrest is there now. James Forrest,
Yes.
and he's a quality player. I was
played
with him
with him,
there.
yeah.
Class wee player, by
Great
the
wee
way.
guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
Brilliant. So I'm excited. There you go. There's my standout player, Alan Forrest. Swear to God.
Wait, so you like
Is
him better than
Jamesy
he's back
patched
now?
now?
Yeah,
Is
No,
Jamesy
James is back. Him and Jamesy are tight again.
Oh, have they, aye?
love him.
You, James,
But I
and
think
Alan?
Alan's going to be my standout player.
Right,
Watch
okay.
out.
My standout player will be
By the way,
Kevin Nisbet, Hibs.
aye, is he
Yes.
good?
Very good.
Is he?
Very good. I think he'll do
That's a
really
shout,
well.
That's a big shout to
Thank
put
you,
that
Dale,
there.
man.
Aye.
Kevin Nisbet, you're listening, no pressure, son.
I like him. I do like him. Last thing I wanted to ask you before we go is Birmingham City retired the number 22 for Jude Bellingham.
Mate, fucking Coventry City retired number 10 after I left them, no wonder. I didn't want to see another pudding in a number 10 shirt ever again.
Hey, what is Birmingham doing?
They must have did it for a bit of banter. Must have just been banter.
Surely must have been.
What about 45 Slane? Is it still available?
Is that what you won? 45?
Was it 45?
Aye.
No, what about Celtic?
30.
Frimpong.
Frimpong's got it.
What was your highest number in your careers?
53 I was at Celtic.
53?
Terrible, innit?
Fucking hell, that's
Embarrassing.
high.
By the way, what about Tierney and Robertson?
Ah.
Fuck me, how good are they two? Aren't they?
Flying.
Who's the better?
This is what I would say. Lewis Capaldi and Jerry Cinnamon. KT's Jerry and Andy Robertson, Lewis Capaldi. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know it's an unbelievable comparison, isn't it?
That's a good comparison. Do you want to tell everyone where you're going next week?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Thanks very much, lads.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.